I'm at Race Church Road. I went to Waynesboro to bring this man down to this address, and now he's trying to force his way into a house. I'm afraid to move my vehicle. Just like in there.
It's inside the house now?
Yeah.
You have your doors locked?
It's open. I'm in a van.
You need to make yourself safe, okay? Even if you've got to drive away from there to get away from him and close that and lock that door. Do that for me now, please.
Okay, wait a minute.
Hey, Adam.
Hello.
Hey, guys.
Hey, everyone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
go ahead.
sorry for the delay, everyone.
Let me turn my volume back up. I turn it down a little bit. There we go. Okay. Yeah. I've been playing with that freaking OBS. And so I thought I was going to be cool and use the Snapchat with it. And I had like the most amazing hair and freaking little devil horns coming out. But anyway, whatever it did, it was screwing it up. And it kept saying I was hidden, so I could see Adam. Adam could see my husband, could see it. And it took forever to figure that out. By the time it did, I was like, forget it. I'm not in the mood to deal with this anymore. OBS. So OBS is Streamlabs, yeah. It lets you do a bunch of different things, to be honest with you.
It takes a little bit more tech savvy, though, from my understanding, correct?
Oh.
Because it's got a lot more gadgets.
This is like wearing a diaper. Stream yards. I always get it Streamlabs. Because let's see if I don't think it. If I show window, okay. So this is. Can I click that? Okay, hold on. Let me just find my way back to you guys. There we go. Okay, so obviously this is OBS, and it allows you to do a bunch of different things on it. And so, yeah, it was all, like set up and then figured it out at the last second. But yeah, by then I was just too annoyed, to be honest with you. And I said, screw it. We're going over to StreamYard tonight. But on Streamlabs, can you tell me if you can see this?
I can see it. Yeah.
It's a crime exchange super chat. 80 cents.
So when somebody does
He did the monster man. It was a graveyard smash.
so so you can do different things. with it. Anyways, yeah. So this is like, see all this stuff in here. Hold on. You see all this stuff here, down here. Can you see this,
Yeah.
Adam?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all that's just part of the different shit that you can actually bring in. To be honest with you. And so,
Cool.
yeah, like,
Well,
it's really cool.
and I know you can like move yourself around the screen and everything.
Correct. Absolutely. Yeah, right. Like Adam was here, but anyways, yeah, you can just move yourself around in a sense. You have your different sources. So trust me when I say Streamlabs is like an infant, compared to, sorry, StreamYard is like an infant compared to it, for
Yeah.
sure. So yeah, I just wasn't in the mood to deal with it after we finally figured it out. Because it's not like, it's a very, once you figure it out, but it's a very complicated thing, uh,
Right.
from that anyways. So, yeah, I'll play with it again tomorrow. I don't know why the Snapchat hid the camera. So like I said, thank God for
Right.
husband.
And in the infinite words of your husband, why try to run before you can walk?
Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna lie,
I like that.
my husband. Yeah, it took a long time to set it all up, of course, especially when you're like, you have to learn it, right?
Yeah.
It's like I
But it's
knew the
frustrating because you
yeah.
think you're there and you think you can do it.
Well, for me to have to always keep learning everything from scratch, and then when he tested it with me last night, that was just to kind of tweak it from everything that I kind of set up and whatever. But obviously, I don't even want to say that because he is more technically inclined, but he only uses StreamYard to, or sorry, Streamlabs to game. He doesn't like really do all that stuff because Streamlabs is like great for Twitch people. That's where
Right.
you can play all those games and do the different thing on Twitch. It makes me want to go over to Twitch, to be honest with you, as well. Just so I can freaking play all those games and have the 8 ball and stuff like that.
Right. Well, and I know there's ways you can run all of it at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Like I know there's ways you can do multiple chats where you can have a chat on Twitch, a chat on Facebook, a chat on YouTube.
Yeah. That's,
Seems
again,
like a lot to keep up with.
it's a lot to keep up with. So I'm not going to lie, a little bit tired, a little bit stressed with it. Not stressed. Yeah, kind of, maybe a little bit. It was just irritating because I was just like, perfect. I got Snapchat going, and, got my freaking, it was like really cool. And then, yeah. So I just like the fact that, when people make donations or become a member or subscriber, a little treat happens for them in a sense that they, something plays for them, not like StreamYards here where it's like,
Right.
here, let me show it on the screen for you, and it's basic and boring, but I mean, it is what it is, but it's a very, StreamYards is so simplistic. Like I said, a monkey could do it. That's how simple it is. So
Well,
that's why I
say
love
that.
it. Hey,
You say that. But
but it is. This is just like so simple, like simple, but it's boring. To me, it's boring in a sense. I like the fact that OBS can do all those different things, and and that, yeah.
Right.
Anyways, well. Anyways, you guys, thanks for joining us tonight. Obviously, you guys know that the boy in the suitcase was identified and found today. I'm sure a lot of you guys have probably seen that. But yeah, what else? I'll show that a little bit. I'm
Right.
not sure. I know Adam didn't really see it today.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I thought Deb was going to be on here to tell us all about it.
Boring, yeah. I just like to be creative, and stuff like that. So it always, for me, it's always, I don't know. I take on bigger challenges than probably I should. But I know at the end of the day, I'll like enjoy it better. And so, Let's see here. Oh, right. I'm going to drop the bio link again, guys. The bio link is still, I was talking to Ashley a little bit, 69 people in. Woo. I was talking to Ashley a little bit this morning. She's out of rehab. Um, you know, I did let her know that we were collecting donations for the kids for Christmas time for them. So on the bio link, obviously, you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and the PayPal is there for the children. 100% goes to the children for Christmas time. Okay. So yeah, uh, I know that we just felt so bad that she was in rehab when all of this happened, knowing full well that like that must just I still just the thought of the fact of something happening and Blaine kept saying, oh, I can hardly wait till Ashley's at a rehab, and then just right before she's about to come out, really, then that happens. I just couldn't imagine that you're literally not even home, that you're stuck in a place and something horrific like that's happened. And I talked to the daughter as well, Brooklyn, for a few for about 5-10 minutes there, and said if she ever needed anything, like just to reach out. Same with Ash. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I talked to Ashley as well. So
Yeah. It's just one of those things. There's nothing. It's nothing nobody can say that
right.
besides only bring awareness.
Yep. I know we both talked to Vincent as well. So.
Oh yeah, Vincent. Sorry, my bad. Vincent as well sent me a couple of voice texts through Messenger.
And I thought his Facebook thing was really nice.
Yeah, I seen it, the one where he plays a song like the music at the end. Yeah, it was very captivating to me, to be honest with you, listening to it, because that's written from a place of from how when you hear something and then you associate it with something, so obviously it has like a lot of meaning and stuff like that.
I also was in contact with Quentin, who has done a lot of the producing of Blaine's music.
Okay.
And I know that he said any of the music that he has the right, that he has the copyrights to, we're allowed to use.
Okay. But
I don't know what
you have to have the thing right. So unless you have a proof, so that if you get copyright, not strike, but a copyright claim, because that's exactly what it is, a copyright claim, you have to have like either an ID for it or send YouTube proof that you were allowed to use it.
I can do that.
So
yeah, I can send that to you.
Hey, support with stuff. Hey, Steve, I just want you to know that there was some good intentions of me watching your second live there the other day.
Last night.
Yeah, was it last night too? That's how much I remember. I literally saw that it was going to go live. It said 17 minutes and ended up totally forgetting.
I turned it on. There was I think about 45 seconds left. I got to hear Mrs. Steve say, we've got 100 and some messages. Do you want to cut it off tonight and go through them tomorrow or whenever? And and then I've not had a chance to watch the replay, but I will, because I know that the information is captivating.
Yeah.
I'm considering the source.
I know. Not exactly trustworthy, but
I mean, I heard words like topography and like,
Yeah.
He was talking about a 76-year-old man being able to climb up a hill. I was like, Steve, don't talk about yourself that way.
1 second, stop screen, present. We're just kind of going to go over a few different things tonight. 1 second. I just wanted to go back to, okay, so Again, oh, okay. There's some people that got their merch, and Stephanie was one of them. She got her um, blanket, her blanket, and she was like, "Oh my god, this is so soft," and I was like, I could
Is
tell.
it?
Yeah, it was. I'll show you which one it was.
I don't even have any yet. I have no merch. I need to order some merch, I guess.
Well, I was waiting for you guys to like create shit. Um, and that's very slow.
I started trying.
Yeah, so I was taking a couple of Adam's things and being like, fine, I'll just take a couple things and make it.
Well, I put a couple things in there Steve, yes, our riveting reviews of your channel are inspiring for the masses.
Okay, so just quickly, I just created these ones. The females, they like their glitter. So I just created those ones like today or yesterday, can't remember. Adam created the lips, and then I just put the crime and shame around it, and I fixed it because Adam, I think you kept having the white, and I explained to you how to get rid of that.
I wanted it on that T-shirt.
Yeah,
I thought
I even took your image here on this one of my. Obviously, Adam got this from my Facebook page. Is that where you got it from?
Oh yeah. So and then I just changed it to kind of a pop art, and I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. So I borrowed that as well.
I got a few of Deb as well.
Right.
I got a few good ones of Deb as well.
Did you? Okay. Hold on. Okay.
Just have to figure out how to incorporate them. Maybe one with her face that says rude.
Rude. And then Stephanie ordered this as well. Aww. And she took a picture of this today for me. This is the exact color she got for Blaine, in memory of Blaine.
That looks good in that color.
Yeah. So don't forget that the profit from this, anything that's bought in memory of Blaine, is again goes towards the kids. So the bio link for PayPal goes to the kids, and the profit from those 5 products, because there's a notepad, and then those products go. So I need to go up to the collection. I wanted to show you if it's where it is. So again, that's in the bio link, guys, just like Twitter, Facebook, and all that stuff. I really like this. That's nice.
Yeah.
Where's the blanket?
It's just it's a little bit harder than I thought to create this stuff. Just not knowing what I'm doing. The white background, it defeated me a little bit, I'll be honest. I mean, I'm so used to it though. Because I did I did it as a cutout, and so I couldn't figure out why it kept coming up with the white background.
Yeah, that's the one that I think Callie ordered. It was this one here.
Hopefully I can figure out the T-shirt, because I do want to put the lips on the T-shirt.
Yeah. Well,
that would be good.
I changed it now for you, so it's transparent. This blanket right here. This is what Stephanie got. And it's so nice. You can kind of see right here. It's so soft. And then it has like, it's a crime and shame, like right here. And so she took a picture of that for me. And she's like, oh, it's so warm. And I said, well, now you can have a little piece of Abby and Libby. And it's a crime and shame with you. You can snug you up too. Whose birthday is it?
Steph is coming. I think
Steph already had hers.
Yeah, it was Monday.
Hers was on the 17th.
Okay.
Blaine passed on the 16th. That was Mama Michelle. Yeah.
So her friends are having a party for her. Daisy, did you get the koozie?
Yeah, there's. I'd have to look, but I don't. There's.
Callie got hers this week. Love it.
Yeah. So there's a bio link.
Stefan.
So for the Abby and Libby line, remember 50% of the proceeds will go to the Abby and Libby Memorial Park. For Blaine's one, for the kids, 100% will go to them, because there's only like 5 products, and it's just for a short period of time there. And same with the bio link for PayPal. That's for the kids for Blaine. And
I know, yeah, and I know we don't want to focus on it too long tonight, but I know that the keep the family in your thoughts and prayers tomorrow, because
yes,
tomorrow's the service.
Yes, tomorrow's the service for Blaine. There's still the obituary site. So if you type in Blaine, that will bring up the obituary site if anyone still wishes to donate to the obituary. So
I didn't check it today or yesterday, but
it was I think it was 2,160.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we had none of that comes through us at all. It goes directly to the funeral home. I know that I saw a comment.
Oh, okay.
I had saw comments saying that, that we had not sent the money over to the funeral home, and that is inaccurate because we have nothing to do with it.
We have nothing to do with that at all.
That money goes directly to the funeral.
Was that one of the trolls that loves us? Was it from a troll?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. This is how. Yeah, I know. That's how stupid people are. Is that they believe that shit. We don't even see that whatsoever. It goes right to the funeral home. But yeah.
Thank you, Callie. That's all. Yeah. Good. It's at 2,160.
Yeah. I'm going to say this one more time. Why is it the people that do nothing for nobody? They literally offer nothing to helping out the true crime. They don't offer help for families. They don't offer help for. Why is it always those are the ones that are bitching about the people that do? It never ceases to amaze me, right? Like I said, pawn scum, lowlifes. But they don't do nothing whatsoever.
Because sometimes other people's actions are
I know
on your own.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. How do you sign up to become a troll?
Steffa, meeting up with me in Atlanta in December automatically will qualify you as a troll. Because the company you'll keep.
Yeah. That's funny. I got too many frigging tabs open is what I got. Let's see here. I got to keep that one open. That one I don't got to keep open. That one I don't need to keep open. Just trying to find. Oh, there it is. The boy. Okay. Hey, Grizz. Hey everyone. I mean, I know we didn't do really a roll call or anything like that. Oh, by the way, Friday, Tiara will be on Friday. I really didn't want us to talk too much about it on Blaine's, out of respect for basically the fact that it was an addiction, but I didn't really want to touch too much into Delphi and all that stuff. A little bit, but not much. So Tiara will be on. We'll probably break it down into two parts, meaning two different lives. So Friday will be Delphi, Judge Faut stuff, the sex ring, all that stuff. And then I'll discuss with her another one, which will be about the dark web, because Tiara knows about the dark web very much so. And so I'll see what she wants to share all about that. Right. But I'm going to make that one a separate one, because before we were supposed to have one, remember, Steve, that night, and then Steve came and helped out and saved us because that boy bailed out on us. Yes, of course, remember? Yep, 18 hours sick ahead of time. He knew it.
And also, I will say I have to give Tiara props, because she stuck out her live.
Oh yeah,
with Blaine, and that we were on for what, 7 hours.
Oh, it was 6 hours and something.
So I really give her props and Jessica props for both being able to and Michelle Mama for hanging out the whole time.
Yeah,
that meant a lot, and thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, addiction. The thing is that we're a Delphi based channel, and so addiction, people are like, donations, addiction, who cares? Pretty much.
It's one of those, it's one of those things where I understand it, because it's touched so many people personally that it's uncomfortable, and it's hard to like talk about. It's hard to focus on, and
or they just want to hear Delphi.
It's easier to turn it off, Yeah, and it's not the
Like,
Delphi stuff.
it's not Delphi. That's the bottom line of it, because there's a lot of addiction channels out there that would get views because that's what they're based around. We're based around Delphi. Yeah. Alexa. Yeah, she's hurting. I need to message her again today. I haven't talked to her in a couple days. Like I said, she was in a car accident, Sharon. And so at first she said like the first email was like she was fine. But then the second one was like this is like the worst pain of my life. So she said she was gonna go to the doctor. And I think I asked her about how the doctors. I'm trying to remember now if I was the last one that sent an email or if she was.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm going to be, I was just thinking about her again because I just checked my email to see if something came in. And yeah, so I'm going to check up on her again. She's probably hiding out here, but we just don't know it, to be honest with you. Yeah, she's probably doing backflips on her bed right now. She come up. Do we know each other? On there. Yeah.
Well, you're gonna be at the same event in December, Steffa. So be nice.
Yeah. Is Steffa going? Steffa's going, right? And Steve and his wife are going.
Yeah. Oh well, I mean, if there's enough room in there for the ego.
You see what he says. What I love about this channel is that I show up to help and the host trolled me. Well, that's what you call love and friendship right there. Yeah. And one day I'll personally get to see those handcuffs.
I have a meme I'll post tomorrow that says sarcasm. It's how I hug.
Yeah, exactly right. And if Laura Dune happens to see this, Laura, after the live last time of the addiction one, in chat, Jenny said, Sunny, Laura's asked you to check your PayPal to see if the donation went through. But I didn't see it till after the fact. And I tried to add you to Messenger. But anyways, just so you know, no. So if you did, no, there was nothing. I apologize. I didn't see it. It's really hard to, especially on that live in particular, because there was so many people on and I have to do all the stuff behind the scenes. Like, do you know what I mean? Like I'm sitting here getting messages, trying to do stuff. And so for me to see what people are saying in the live the whole time, that's just not going to happen, to be honest with you, especially when there's that many people. It's hard enough when there's just a couple of us, like the three of us trying to get ourselves organized. But yeah, it's just that.
Especially with Deb. I mean, she can be a diva and getting her demands under control.
Yeah, right.
When she's like, I'm not coming on until I have the, lavender M&Ms in my dressing room.
I want to when you talk to Alexa, tell her I posted the letter from Lorenzo Gilliard. That will excite her. Will do. I will do. I want to go back to Daisy because Daisy was holding up. See? Daisy's got her koozie. That looks so cute. Yeah, it's really nice to see it when somebody like physically has it. So that's so cool. Thank you. Just like the blanket and the shirt, Stephanie showed me.
Cordy got that right.
Oh, hey, QWERTY. Hey, QWERTY. It's Adam's fault we're not using OBS right now, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah. We just have to keep the Deb down to earth sometimes.
Yeah. That's not probably going to happen, though. Ow. I know you. Yeah. What is today? Friday?
Today is Wednesday, the 26th of October.
Oh, shit. It's Wednesday. Right.
Yep.
Tiara's going to be here on
Friday. Current weather conditions
are
61 degrees in Charlotte, North Carolina at 10:28 p.m.
I'm really kind of out of it today, to be honest with you. Oh, thank you, Daisy. Daisy, this is how much I'm out of touch with myself sometimes. Yeah. So last night, it dawns on me that somebody sent me videos. And I was like, oh, right. And I was like, shit, who was that again? Who was it again? Because it's like a blur to me because that was the Blaine thing, right? And so I'm trying to think to myself, thank you for saying that, because I was going to have to scroll down my messenger and look in each one and go, oh, because, but it just, honestly, because of the whole Blaine thing going on and doing all this OBS stuff and blah, 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 I literally just it's like it just gone. And then all of a sudden last night I'm like, wait a second, didn't somebody send me videos? And I'm like, wait, who was it again? So thank you so much. I hate to admit to that, but it was the truth. So that's cool. Big old boys connection. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that. That's cool. Thank you for saying that though, because you just saved a brain cell. Seriously.
Few to spare, right?
Yeah.
And Cordy,
Sure.
I want the Skittles. I want the Reese cups and the Skittles in my green room.
Okay, so drop in the bio link. If you guys see me drop the bio link, it's because it has the PayPal, it has the Twitter, it has the Facebook page, it has the coffee app, it has the merch site, it has the Instagram. Okay, so I like the fact that like all those little links are in one. It just makes me so happy, instead of hitting, this, hit, all these things. I just like the fact of here's bio link. Which link do you want to click on?
I would like it to be known that more than a month ago I told Sunny about something called Linktree, which is the same thing.
Yeah.
She ignored me, and then found.
Oh, isn't that the same thing?
Yeah. And then she found her own thing that's the same thing, and she's like, "Oh, it's the coolest thing ever." And I was like, "I tried to tell you."
Oh, I thought it was the same one. I was like, the reason why, Adam, is just that
they might be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it probably is. But it was one of those things I remember I was doing something and it says, do you want to create a Linktree, right? And I'm like, link. I think it's Linktree. Is it open?
It is cool because it just puts all of your links. Steve, you need this because you've got a website, you've got all of your stuff. You would do well with to have a link tree as well, because you can click on one thing and it has all of your links there for people to find.
Oh,
and you can put it on your about page.
It has my meme, good humor only page, which is, if you guys like memes, that has over 10K followers. Proudly to say that I didn't even notice it happened, and it happened. I'm probably more close to the 11K followers on that page. Isn't that what happens when you leave something, in a sense, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, thanks. I only do it because I just did it for fun, to be honest. I love memes. So I always love a good laugh. And then I would create my own some days when I was bored. But yeah, then I forgot about it for about 6 months, and crazy enough, I got like freaking almost 11K subscribers on my Facebook. So anyway, that link's in there as well. Fans. Yeah, on the OnlyFans page, I only got one supporter. That's my husband. For that one. Yeah. Okay, let's you guys, let's watch the boy in the suitcase thing for people that haven't seen it or that wish to kind of hear it again.
Right. I mean, it's an all-time record, 33 minutes in, and we're gonna get right to it.
Yeah, not bad. Normally it's 45 or an hour or something like that. Okay, so I'm gonna play that. See you in a sec.
Good morning. Thank you to everybody who came here today. We appreciate your assistance, and we're going to ask for your continued assistance in this matter, in this case today. So we're thankful for everybody that's here. This is a message that we want to get out to everybody and spread across the country. So it's a bittersweet day. Bitter because no matter what progress is made, what happens in a case, we're still dealing with the tragic death of a precious young child, and that unfortunately we can't change that. So bitter in that way, but the wheels of justice do turn, and we do make progress. And so we have information today regarding the case that we're thankful that we're able to come here with that information today and keep moving forward to answer a lot of questions, and again to ask for your assistance. So I'm just going to, with me today, I'm Sergeant Kerry Halls, the Public Information Officer for the Sellersburg Post, Indiana State Police. With me today is Tara Coates Hunt. She's the chief prosecuting or deputy prosecutor with the Washington County Prosecutor's Office. Again, this is a Washington County, Indiana case, and their office will be handling it, as well as the lead detective in this case, Detective Matt Busick from the Indiana State Police here in Sellersburg. Also have Sheriff Brent Miller from the Washington County Sheriff's Department with us today, and we're just thankful for the support of everybody here. Just a brief overview on this case. April 16th of this year, 2022, a young child was found deceased in a very distinctive suitcase on Holder Road in southeast Washington County near Pekin, Indiana. Holder Road is a dead-end road. It's very isolated, not heavily traveled at all. That was back on April 16th again. At that time, when we were first notified of the child being discovered, very little information was there for our units, our detectives, our officers to work with. There were no witnesses. There were no family members. There were no acquaintances that came forward with any type of information. We only had what we had there at the scene, and that was it. We had worked almost instantaneously with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and any leads from that also proved unsuccessful. No matches to any child that was listed as missing. We had thousands of tips. We did have a dedicated tip line that's still open. Thousands of tips have come in over the past months. Again, this has been approximately 6 months since April 16th on that tragic morning or evening. Thousands of tips came in. Unfortunately, none of those tips were associated with this case. But we are very grateful for those tips that came in. We're grateful for the public's interest in this case, obviously wanting justice for this young boy. Again, at the time, we advised that it was a approximately 5-year-old black male child who was found in that suitcase with no apparent signs of trauma. But we are thankful for all those tips that came in. And we do want the public's help, obviously, and we're thankful for their attention to this case. An autopsy was performed shortly after that, and again, there was no signs of physical trauma that we could detect. The autopsy did not detect any signs of physical trauma that was readily available or seen. The autopsy listed the cause of death as electrolyte imbalance that caused a viral gastronitis. Again, I'm not a doctor, so I can't explain all that, but that was the cause of death listed on the autopsy. Also, at that time, toxicology reports did not reveal anything. There was nothing in the toxicology reports that would lead us to a cause of death. From the onset, detectives and crime scene technicians and Indiana State Police laboratory personnel utilized physical evidence in hopes of discovering, determining, and locating a suspect in this case. I want to emphasize that no crime scene evidence technologies were spared in this case, in this investigation by the Indiana State Police, including those available only through federal and outside agencies. So we utilized everything we could. Anything that was a possibility was looked into, and the department was 100% behind it. Any type of funding or anything like that was needed, there was nothing spared in this case. As a result of physical evidence and the investigation itself, our detectives were able to identify 2 suspects in this case. And detectives were also able to identify the deceased child. On October 14th, based on information in this investigation, the Washington County Circuit Court issued 2 felony warrants, arrest warrants. One for Dawn Elaine Coleman, 40, of Shreveport, Louisiana. Another for Dewan, and I'm not sure about the pronunciation on this, Ludi Anderson. Dewan Ludi Anderson, 37, of Atlanta, Georgia, who is the mother of the deceased child. Those felony warrants were for neglect of a dependent resulting in death, a level 1 felony, as well as obstruction of justice, a level 6 felony. As a result of the information gathered in this investigation, Detective Matt Busick, who is the lead investigator, and Detective Chris Tucker, also from the Indiana State Police Post here in Sellersburg, traveled to California. On October 19th, so just a few days ago, Detective Busick located and arrested Don Coleman with the assistance of the San Francisco PD. This investigation is ongoing and continuing. As a result of information that's still being worked on in this investigation, the two also traveled to Los Angeles metro area after arresting Don Coleman. They were unsuccessful in locating DeJuan Anderson, but they believed she could possibly be. Again, the investigation continues, and as a result of information that's gathered on Tuesday, October 25th, the Washington County Circuit Court issued an arrest warrant for murder for the mother, DeJuan Anderson. Again, units were unsuccessful in locating DeJuan Anderson in the Los Angeles metro area, if I did not make that clear. On Tuesday, that arrest warrant was issued for murder for DeJuan Anderson. DeJuan Anderson is currently at large. Again, she is the mother of the deceased. She's described as a black female, approximately 5'5", around 135 pounds. In her last known photo, which I have here, courtesy of the Louisville Metro Corrections Department, she had dark brown hair at that time, short, dark, very dark brown hair. Again, this is the last known official photo that we have of her. We're going to attempt to get better photos. We believe we can get a better photo. Again, she's from Georgia, and we're going to attempt to get a better photograph of her for you. DeJuan Anderson is last known to have been in the Echo Park area of Los Angeles, California. But since this investigation began, she's traveled to several locations west, including Houston, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco. At this time, her whereabouts is unknown. So again, she's at large, and we're looking for the public's assistance in locating her. At this time, we can also identify, excuse me, identify the young man that was found in the suitcase. He was Cairo Amar Jordan. Cairo Amar Jordan was from Atlanta, Georgia, excuse me. He was 5 years old at the time of his death. And Cairo would have turned 6 this past Monday on October 24th. Again, Cairo Amar Jordan, he was 5, from Atlanta, Georgia. The Georgia the Bureau of Investigations has assisted us in this case as well, and they have made contact with his family members after we were able to get more confirmation that the boy was in fact Cairo, which this investigation has a lot of twists and turns, a lot of information. It may sound like it just moves methodically based on the information I read. So please know that this probable cause affidavit that we'll hand out has a lot of information. That's still just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of information in this case. So realize that we're still not going to be able to answer every in and out of this investigation, but we're giving you as much as we possibly can. And I will give you a copy of that probable cause affidavit. That probable cause affidavit is for Coleman, who again was arrested in San Francisco just a few days ago. That's all the information I have at this time. Detective Busick, would you like to make any statements as far as? No. You good? So Ms. Coleman will be transported here to Indiana sometime within the next under 30 days. She will be here on Indiana soil to answer to those charges. Again, we need the public's help in locating the mother, DeJuan Anderson. So I've shown that photo. We'll have that photo for you to go out and hopefully a better photo. but we desperately want the public's help in finding her and bringing her to justice. This whole case is all about justice for Cairo. That's the only thing this case has ever been about. So I know there's been lots of questions and why don't we do this and why don't we do that? The investigators have a lot of information and they all have their reasons, but the main reason is the integrity of this case and so that justice is served. And so even some things that may seem obvious that why wouldn't you do this? There are reasons why they can't. And if we have done some of those suggestions that come in from the public and from the media, it's very possible we wouldn't be standing here today. We would have nobody in handcuffs. We would have nobody in jail right now, bringing them back for a trial. So just understand there's always a reason. We don't take obviously anything lightly at all. It's a very serious investigation. Again, the department's held nothing back on this investigation for our detectives to be able to do what they need to do. So having said that, that's all the information I have at this time. We can take a few moments maybe for a few questions. Again, I'm not going to get into specifics. I've given you a lot, and I will give you the probable cause affidavit that you can look into. Sure. Again, I'll start at the beginning. The first arrest, Dawn.
I think that's good. I don't think everyone needs to hear a recap of people that probably mostly saw this already. That was the gist of it. And okay, messages are coming into me here. Adam, are you hiding behind your camera?
Oh no, I'm here. Sorry, I didn't know we were back.
You can't leave me hanging when Deb's not here.
Yeah, no, I didn't know I was.
He was on his phone texting or something.
Yeah, well, no, I was just curious about if we know where Cairo's dad is, because I did miss
one that they're transporting
today.
The one that they're transporting.
Oh, the dad.
That's the dad. It's the mom they're looking for, right?
I know the mom they arrested in California. I think they said.
Oh, I thought it was the mom they were looking for. That's why I was confused because both names sounded male to me when I heard them. To be honest with you,
no, they showed her picture, and I thought that was. I thought that they had arrested her in California.
Hey, you guys, correct us if I'm wrong, because I thought it was the mom that they were looking for that was traveling all over the place.
Yeah, he's from Georgia. The boy, they're from Atlanta. He's from Atlanta, Georgia, but.
Yeah, they're looking for the mom.
Oh, they're looking for the mom. Okay, I'm sorry.
See, that's because Adam didn't. He didn't know about the story until Nick. Oh, there's Deb. No, the friend was arrested in California. The mom is on the run. Yeah.
But we don't know who the dad. We don't know about the dad either, though.
Yeah, he's on his way being transported to Indiana.
The other female was arrested. Someone said.
Oh, was it a female?
Yeah, so I don't think
female?
Cairo's dad is in Atlanta.
Okay.
He is on Facebook acting upset. However, he never reported him missing. Okay, thank you, Steffa. No word on the dad, Deb said.
Cairo's dad's in Atlanta, and he is on Facebook acting so upset, right? I'm sure he is.
Yeah. No, I'm the first to admit I have dropped the ball on this case, and I have not paid attention to the update the last 2 days. Yeah.
So, the dad never reported him missing. Like I said, so hopefully everyone, you know what? I'm just glad that he was identified first and foremost. I just can't understand how someone could stuff their freaking kid in a suitcase.
Well, he died from what, an electro? I mean, it was malnutrition, basically, right?
From what you can tell, right? But how do you stuff your kid in a freaking suitcase? Like, how do you even do that? Do you know what I mean?
And not to mention just any suitcase, but like a gaudy ASS, like loud Las Vegas suitcase. I mean,
not even something subtle, like something green if they're going to, do you know what I mean? That you camouflage it or something, but no, let's stick it in some vibrant Las Vegas.
Drug, that's what I'd heard, an electrolyte imbalance, which to me just kind of meant malnutrition.
I know that's what it is. Isn't it crazy, Rainbows? Like what is it with the suitcase trend? Like seriously, it seems to be like this whole suitcase trend. You know, and
Where was that one case out of where the stepmom had gone to pick the little boy up from school and then they disappeared and then she checked
yeah,
into a
yeah,
hotel and then she
yeah,
wheeled him out in a suitcase. Same thing.
yeah. I
You
can't
know,
remember the name of that child, but I remember the story for sure. Um, again, just I it's just it's just so uncomprehendable that people can actually do this stuff, to be honest with you. As a parent, it's just like how, like, where
right?
is your mind at, like that you would even think to do something like that. Obviously there is no brain cells going on there.
Oh,
um
Deb's trying to like try to get more
oh
lunch dates.
yeah, is there
Steph,
somebody else that you want Deb to meet up with?
yes,
Some,
I mean I'm glad I talked Sloopy out of meeting. I'm kidding. Stepha wants to know if we would like her to come up and tell about the case.
who wants to come up? Sloop?
No, someone named Stepha.
Oh, Steffa. Sure, Steph, I'll drop you the link. I could use it because my brain's half only here, to be honest, today. I feel like my diabetes is kind of acting up because I kind of feel foggy in the head today, or I could just be tired that I went to bed at 7 a.m. in the morning. One of the two things happened.
Gotta stop doing that, Sonny. It's not healthy.
I know. I'm a night owl, but I don't
I
usually
know
stay
you
up
are.
till 7. Where's support with Steffa? Oh, if I scroll down to the very bottom of my list, I think I'll find her. Oh, there she is. Oh, you were only 20 down. Yeah, there we go.
Lisa says, FYI, Stepha now requires applause when she comes on panel. Okay.
Oh, did she want me to?
Lisa, make sure you clap when you see her.
Yeah, Adam, if you could kiss her ass. I'm not really good at kissing people's asses, to be honest. It's probably my downfall. Is that I'm not the best ass kisser. I just
come December, given the opportunity, I'll try.
You'll try. Okay.
We'll just see how the night goes.
Yeah, I'm seriously not a good ass kisser. This is where I would fail. I guess I can do it if it was like, if I had to. Like, I mean, I just always just be me, or I definitely don't like ever being considered an ass kisser.
Yeah, I'm not.
Adam, however.
You think I'm an ass kisser, really?
A little bit. More than me, for sure. You and Deb, me, I'm too busy freaking telling people to get off the freaking channel. Not the channel. When I see ignorant comments, I'm just like, screw you, boot. Whereas Deb and Adam
I genuinely try to have positive interactions with
I can't. Not when people are trolls and trolling and saying ignorant stuff. I got no patience.
I prefer to have like funny, witty ones, but I do try to.
Right. Whereas me, that's why I'm like, Deb, take over the comment section. Because if I see it and I see it, then I'll be like, freaking block, get off.
Now, Deb, that's an overstatement in regards to me.
No, Adam and I are just calm and kind. Yeah, I know.
I don't know if I would be calm and kind. I don't know if you can consider me calm and kind, but.
By the way, you guys, just quickly before we put Steph on, Steph, I see you lurking in the back. You kind of look similar to Oprah, but not quite. You guys, I just dropped Tiara's website there for the one that's the evidence room. So she'll be on Friday. So you guys might want to check that over again. That's where the Judge Fouts video's on there. That's where there's the PDF files about the boys, about the boss and stuff like that. And oh my God, Adam, are you ready to kiss her ass? Okay, I'm not. Oh, there she is. Hey, Steffa.
Oh my gosh, kiss my ass. That is never going to happen. I already know that.
did you see the red carpet when you arrived? At least
I did.
Definitely, like I said, we'll have to see how those drinks go in December.
I'm looking forward to it. Except I didn't see Steve as my security when I came in. I was
right. Well, that's because maybe he's tied to a post with his handcuffs, and his wife's typing for him. To be honest with you, that's how I see it.
Sonny, release the handcuffs.
No, those are mine. Those are in the will for Sonny. Sam.
Just to clear it up, I think that the second or fifth best channel on YouTube is True Crime Web, starring Mr. Steve.
Yeah.
But truly starring Mrs. Steve.
I'm sorry.
If they dropped one of the two from the channel, it would be the number one channel on YouTube.
Well, you see, I hear, no offense to Mrs. Steve, but I don't know, Adam. You can have Mrs. Steve because Mr. Steve's mine.
That's
yeah.
I'm okay. Here's the God's honest truth. I said to Sonny before we came live tonight, I said, I'm a little nervous to meet Steve because
this is true.
I think he's so cool, and I'm afraid he's going to think I'm a huge dork, and I don't know if he's going to think we don't have anything in common, and I'm going to be nervous and dorky around him.
Yeah, so those weren't the exact words that came out of his mouth, but I got what he was meaning. And but close. I mean, I wouldn't use the word dork.
Yeah, he'll probably think that.
Yeah. I don't think I stand the test of time when it comes to being in his presence.
Right, like you're not worthy, or I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
Right. Yeah.
No, not really. Actually,
I admire Mr. and Mrs. Steve incredibly.
They're amazing.
Can anyone answer this for Anna? Like, I don't even. What do you mean? Does anyone know if KK's wife is also girlfriend of AG? I don't want to explain why I'm asking. You're talking about Wilter? Don't think so. I don't know.
You mean
I don't
Lilith?
Yeah.
I've never heard that. But that doesn't mean it's not true, Anna. We know that AG likes to date. Well, I don't know which AG you mean.
True that.
I can see both of them being ladies, men. I
can see that too. I totally can see that.
That would be guesswork on my part. I have no clue. Yeah, no clue. All I know is that a lot of twisted shit gets put out there in the universe, and if I listen to all that crap, I just don't care, to be honest with you myself. It's too, you know what I mean? It's just like going down rabbit holes I could care less about. So if I ever find a connection there, then so be it. But do I feel like that just look at the last name again, Cottrell, live near the Kleins, blah blah blah. You know, it just goes on and on, to be honest with you. I don't know. Not going to get
Can I see her writing letters to him in jail and becoming connected?
Or were they connected already before that, to be honest with you?
Probably.
I think so. If I was a betting person, which I am, I'm thinking that they actually might have been connected prior to that. And it's just a diversion or whatever you want to call it. Don't care. Like there's lots of stuff I don't really care about. Like, for instance, I heard that I'd like to see proof. Has anyone ever seen proof that Kagan Klein sent those messages about the red Jeep, him and his dad stuff? Because I heard it was somebody, a guy that was trolling and the information. So I've not seen one iota of proof. And this is why I'm always hesitant to believe that myself. I haven't seen anything worthy of anything to say that story even legitly came from Keegan Klein and that he texted out. So unless I ever see that, maybe then I'll believe it, obviously, if I can see that. But I've never seen nothing. Like, I can't see why someone would be like, be adamantly, that he didn't have anything to do with the murders, liar. But all of a sudden turn it to, oh wait, him and his dad and this. It doesn't sound right to the ears at all. But it would seem like a stupid move to even put that out there as just a troll joke, So I don't know.
I have my theories behind it.
Yeah. Well, what's your theories on that? Well, we'll get back to that. Steffa,
Okay.
you go ahead.
Well, first of all, Steve, thank you for throwing up rose petals at me. I appreciate that. You're amazing. Okay, so
I'd throw bricks, but it's a little bit different. Okay,
this
go ahead.
is okay. This is what I've read in the affidavit as well as news articles. So Cairo's dad posted. I've heard the worst news, because GBI let him know that his son had passed. He's all devastated. However, he never even reported him missing. And they figured out that, mom had been arrested right before her son died, Cairo. And they found the fingerprints of mom and her friend from Shreveport, which I can't remember their names because I just know mom's last name is Anderson. I can't remember the other one's last name. Their fingerprints were on file. And the fingerprints were on the trash bag I guess there was a trash bag he must have been in as well. So, they must have had, done some forensics because it took a while. Well, I don't know how long it took to get the fingerprints back. So mom had posted on Facebook, she's into the Gaia religion, and it's like the same religion that Nicole Kessinger was into, Chris Watts' girlfriend. And she was saying that her son, Cairo, was kind of like Lori Vallow, except she was saying that he was actually a demon, and how he had made her life horrible. And she had posted that all the way back from, he passed in April. I can't remember the exact date, April 17th. I think they found it. I can't remember the exact date. But from December, she started posting stuff. And I almost wonder, because she was talking about her vibrations and energies, and I almost wonder if the lady from Shreveport might have been like a voodoo doctor. I'm not sure. I'm speculating here, but remember how he died of gastritis? I almost wonder if they were giving him some kind of, this is all speculation, y'all, of some kind of potion or something, and that's where the gastritis came in. Because they didn't find any poison or anything like that in his system, so it made me wonder if there was some kind of potion or something they gave him which wouldn't have been tested for. And something that they said in the conference that stuck out to me was, they said, why were they here? Why were they in the area? And he said, I think you guys will figure it out in the media, but it was, because Louisville is where, they were talking about the races and stuff. And he said it was around the time of the Kentucky Derby, which I think is in May, right?
Yeah, it's usually like the first weekend in May, like May 5th or May 7th, something like
So
that.
So it almost made me think that maybe she was into gambling or something, and that's because she also she went to Vegas. Yeah, she had been in Vegas in but produced that he had gastritis. So I think that he might have the dehydration was due to gastritis, is what was said on his death certificate, which almost made me think that that he had ingested something that would have caused him to get gastritis. That was just my thought. I don't know that. I'm speculating, but because the gastritis was on the death certificate, what did he ingest something? And because she thought he was the devil, or the demon, and she has lots of posts on Facebook.
It does make sense that is a definitely a pliable, reason.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Because why would you put somebody in a suitcase? Like, if there was just true medical issues, you would think that they would run them to the hospital. You know what I mean? If there's no mystique involvement to it. So it could make sense that will maybe come out in the air at some point, to be honest, once she's caught. And once like you said, how people are, they'll probably turn on each other, the friends, and and then the truth will come out, hopefully.
Yeah, so I think the friend was found in maybe San Francisco, or was it? Okay, and
or a
mom's
suburb.
been everywhere. Yeah, mom's been everywhere, so she could be anywhere in the United States, or they even mentioned, outside of the United States. So, it doesn't make sense that she would have been hiding him, like he was never had a birth certificate or anything, because he was born here. He had a father here. She was on Facebook. It wasn't like a secret.
There was just no reported missing children that fit the descriptions, which is what it took so long.
Yep.
Double rainbows. Yeah. Oh no, the suitcase definitely portrayed a very specific type of message, which I'm sure Sunny has a picture of.
The suitcase.
Yeah.
One sec.
I mean, you don't get much more subtle than the suitcase.
What do you think about the gambling thing? Because
it makes sense. I mean, the Kentucky Derby is not something that your average everyday gambler attends because of the cost of it. But it would make sense as to why he was found in southern Indiana, in Washington County, I believe, in Indiana, which is much closer to the Louisville, Kentucky area than it is, say, Indianapolis.
Right, it's very close. So, yeah, that's what it was very interesting. I'll have to finish reading the affidavit, but expensive suitcase, $300, and spending money to travel. Yeah. Well,
the double rainbows. This was the suitcase. There's not much subtle about that.
No. I don't know what rotavirus is. Never even heard of that. What's rotavirus?
It's actually something that's popular in infants.
Yeah, it's pretty common. Rotavirus is not RSV, right? Or is that the same thing?
Let me see if that is the brief. I mean, I know what RSV is, but I can't remember the actual. Well, what's her name? The lovely RN, Purdue RN is in here. Purdue.
Yeah,
it's rotavirus.
More of a stomach thing.
RSV is congestion, nose.
Right, and then the rotavirus is a stomach virus, which also can cause dehydration. It can cause all of
diarrhea. Yeah,
an electrolyte imbalance.
They would have caught that though. I mean, because it's not unusual. RSV is respiratory, right? So rotavirus though is stomach, which I would think they would have been able to figure out rotavirus
if you'd been taken to a doctor.
No, I mean in the autopsy.
In the autopsy.
Oh yeah.
They checked for everything, they said.
Yeah. Daisy, like, where's she getting the money from to travel? Well, I guess
the gambling thing that would make money. That would make sense.
So, yeah, I'm curious to produce thoughts on the whole like voodoo or the Gaia, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce. It's like I know a little bit about religion, but
is that the same? It's like it's an extremist version of the LDS.
No, they believe in.
Because like Lori Vallow was like an extreme thing of the LDS, right?
Yes, but she was believing that her kids were
demons. Yeah,
not demons.
Zombies.
Zombies, right? This lady was believing that her son was a demon, but he wasn't really a child. That his body was an avatar, and that he was actually like an older person, like a 60-year-old person. It was really interesting. Her Facebook post, and I don't know if they've taken her Facebook down because these were screenshots that people had gotten before or now. Um, yeah, the toxicology was negative, but if it would have been a potion, they wouldn't have even tested for that because it seemed like, or I know that she was into like, I don't want to say voodoo because
right. When
but
you
it
say
was
potion,
like voodoo.
when you say potion, what do you mean? Because a lot of people, I think, are kind of confused by the term potion.
Which is potion.
They are into, right, and she talks about magic and stuff like that on her like black magic in the Facebook post, and it's in the affidavit, the arrest affidavit. We don't have her arrest affidavit. We have the friend's arrest affidavit because mom hasn't been caught yet. So right now, the only public, because it's public, we're allowed to have that because of the woman has been arrested, but because mom hasn't been arrested, we don't have all of her information yet.
Well, hopefully her image can be projected out onto every available, platform possible, and every truck stop in the country and gas station can have pictures of her up. So if she's trying to travel and get around, people will see her image.
Yeah.
Yes. And I wish that
in towns with casinos.
And yes, Miracle Hearts, NK did supposedly did the Dragon's Breath for CW. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Gayism is a earth-centered, philosophical, holistic, and spiritual belief that shares expressions with earth religions and paganisms, while not identifying exclusively with any specific one. And I don't have any problems with that. She just seemed to be on the other like kind of like LDS, like Lori was, but she had gone to a whole different level. And this woman's talking about like black magic. She thought that the son's body was just an avatar. I mean, she was on a whole different level, like not living in reality.
Would this be the same? Tiara was saying that her mom was into what you call her, Wiccan. Is that the same idea?
And that Wiccan is, I wouldn't say isn't really I mean, I guess everybody is different, if like, right. But they're not really into like potions, are they?
Right.
I don't know.
It can be pretty broad. Most Wiccans consider themselves to be the practitioners of like white magic, which wouldn't be used for anything nefarious, dark. It would be like,
yeah, it's not really what you said.
Like love and light into the world.
Yeah,
I know that can be disputed by some people depending on their beliefs. Right. I just know from people that I've heard that practice it themselves that that's the overwhelming consensus of what it is. But there are like these smaller branches of Wiccanism that go into the darker.
I think hers was in the darker. Yeah.
So I don't, I wouldn't want to put all Wiccans into that category.
Just like you could say that about Christianity,
right?
They can be
or any religion, right.
Any religion, and just like there's fanatics, like even with Muslim, and like putting an airplane into the Twin Towers, like. But then there's Muslim that is all about peace and light. So it's every religion. It's just that there's extremism, and
that's right, exactly.
Right. Extremism. You've got the jihadists. You've got the Westboro Baptist. You've got in every religion you have these extremists that hold horrible views that give everyone else a bad name.
So true.
Yeah, but what's up with the whole Suitcase frickin' pandemic. Really, it just seems like suitcase galore. People are just, it's like, do they all read from the same book that year or something? Like, do
Well,
you know what
I
I mean?
mean, think of it. If you need a practical, convenient way to transport something that no one knows what's inside of.
Yeah, it's just a fact of when it happens so many multiple times in a year and stuff. Like normally you hear about a suitcase, but you don't hear about it as much as I think we've heard about it lately.
Even Dahmer got one of his victims out of the hotel with a suitcase,
Yeah,
and that was a fully grown man.
it's crazy.
Exactly what Purdue said. They can create mixed, unsafe, ingestible items.
Right.
So what makes me think,
Mushrooms.
right, that wouldn't have been able to be found on a toxicology report. And that's what made me think that when I saw the gastritis, that I know that he died of dehydration, but it was due to gastritis. So that's what made me think is if they gave him some kind of mixture that wouldn't have been, if they weren't looking for it, they were just trying to find out how the child had passed.
What about what Peace Not Silence says? Never. It says right there. It says
I'm kind of an expert on taking the same thing. And this is going to be another exposed on pain yourself.
Yeah. As of 6 hours ago, the mother has not been located. Her last known location was in Echo Park, which is a neighborhood in Los Angeles, California. And this was as of an update 6 hours ago.
That's very interesting. Never silent.
Well, like I said,
she was arrested in Louisville, Kentucky on a robbery charge in March, just weeks before Cairo was found dead. She got out on bail, but she never returned to court for her preliminary hearing.
Right. And whatever the one that had been arrested, they had her fingerprints on file because it was on the trash bag.
Right. And then just days before the arrest, she was taken into custody in South Carolina after leading police on a chase reaching 92 miles an hour in a 60-mile-an-hour zone. The day Cairo was found, Anderson's vehicle was caught on a Riverlink camera driving from Jeffersonville to Louisville, Kentucky.
And they saw her on the camera going. Somebody had some kind of camera on that road that they dumped the suitcase. And True Crime Housewife said the post also talked about blood for the ritual, and that I forgot about that part. But that wouldn't have caused gastritis because the ritual, they were using blood, but that wouldn't have caused him to get gastritis, that I would think, unless they were mixing it with something. I mean, if they were making him drink blood, I don't know. I don't know anything about drinking blood, and I mean, anything's possible, I guess.
Right. Daisy, that's a good point. I mean,
that's what I was thinking too. Yeah.
Like
maybe she is a lady of the night, travels. And...
this news report that I'm reading said she was last seen in LA, that Indiana State Police said she is known to travel, and her most recent sightings have been in San Francisco, San Diego, Las Vegas, and Houston, Texas. But most recently, she was seen in Echo Park, Los Angeles.
But, she's a pretty girl. I mean, like if you look at her, she's pretty. Yeah. I wonder if she has a car. Like, they didn't talk about a car to look for.
Right. I know. That's what I was wondering as well when I heard that. Because when they said that she was traveling to these different places, I'm like, okay, so is she getting there by somebody or getting there, with a vehicle herself, or, how's she getting to these places? Unsanitary conditions can cause I don't even know how to say that word properly. How do you say it? Gastritis
or gastroenteritis. he had gastritis, but unsanitary conditions. But it sounded like in her post, Purdue, like she was trying to get rid of him. Like she thought he was a demon. I don't know if you can pull up the arrest affidavit. If you go down to like 25, I think around that area, it actually has the post that she posted.
I don't have it.
Let me see if I can pull it up online. Hold on.
I think I fell asleep for most of the day. I heard that it was like I caught it when it actually happened, the conference, and then pretty much went to sleep. Because I knew it was like at 10:30 or something like that.
Right. What was her first name?
Oh,
I'm pulling it up right now. Hold on.
Kind of miss many drugs human does. Yeah, well, I think that the whole truth is going to come out in this story. To be honest with you, I just feel it. Feel like like I said, once I get her, that the truth will be told with what really went on.
Probable cause affidavit.
Yeah, but remember the autopsy report stated that the child looked very clean and well cared for.
So her name was, the one that's been arrested is Dawn, is the first name.
Yeah.
Elaine Coleman.
And then the mom's name is Dewan or
Dewan Anderson.
Dewan Ludi Anderson. Yeah. I apologize if I mispronounced that.
Okay, let's see. I keep pulling up articles and I want to see the actual affidavit. And the photos of the suitcase are on Coleman's Facebook page.
Really?
Yep. So she has it. I mean, that's pretty sick. Like she's giving almost sign. I mean,
well, kind of like double rainbows. It's like the suitcase screams, "Find me."
Yeah.
Here, let me.
They were not related, but she did refer to the Coleman as her sister. So it created a lot of confusion.
They must have been friends on Facebook because they talk about them being related on, like, there's a connection on Facebook.
December 5th, 2021 is the first date in which she documents detail of, she references her son as in an exorcism in a Facebook post. In one post, she identified her son. In another, she said that same day, I offer reverse spell, protection spell, activating your DNA, exorcism, hex, curse. January 2022, 1 month later, Coleman says, I'm using my blood for this ritual. February 2022. February 19th, documents say Anderson wrote a Facebook post saying she couldn't wait to tell her story. She had to heal herself, and Gaia, the Greek god of earth, also known as the mother of all life, in order to exorcism a very powerful demonic force from within her son. She went on to say that people had been in enough alignment with their soul to assist her. March of 2022, Anderson started posting about how she believed a demon had taken over the vessel that was once her son. These references began March 15th with a post from Anderson that said, stop getting caught up in the vessels of this realm. You guys get caught up on how old the body is, if they adult and kids, etc. Don't even know if it's a full-grown demon in that child body telling you what to do because you didn't choose your soul. Better start using your third eye. 3 days before she posted this, Anderson was in a 30-mile police chase with her son and Coleman in the car. This chase happened in South Carolina. Anderson was taken to jail and then later released. On March 18th, Anderson posted that she can't wait to tell her story about the exorcism and living with what it's like to have a demonic child in a book or a podcast if offered. By March 31st, she, Coleman, and Cairo had left South Carolina and were in Louisville. That much was made clear by her March 31st arrest in Louisville for allegedly stealing from a mall. Court documents say when mall security stopped her, she became violent and punched a security officer in the face. April of 2022. While Anderson was in jail, documents make it appear that Coleman took over the social media postings on Anderson's account, documenting that their beliefs about demons, vessels, and possessed children. On April 4th, Coleman posted about evil hiding in plain sight. What is it with Indiana in plain sight?
Right.
And referenced avatars that don't have souls. 4 days later, she wrote a lengthy post detailing how she was convinced that powerful beings were taking over children's bodies and how these avatars steal energy and ruin lives. She also mentioned evil beings cursing wounds. And I have a screenshot of that post. On April 10th, 6 days before Cairo's body was found, Coleman took to Facebook again. She wrote, "Most children aren't even really children," and again asserted that they're an avatar playing a character. Anderson was released from jail April 11th, and she wasted no time getting back on social media. On April 12th, she tweeted at Fr. Vincent Lampert, the priest for the Archdiocese of Indianapolis, and said she needed to speak with him urgently. Documents say that her full tweet to Lampert said, Vince Lampert, good day, sir. I need to speak with you urgently. I have survived the death attacks from my 5-year-old throughout the 5 years he has been alive. I have been able to weaken his powers through our blood. I have his real name, and he is 100 years old. I need your assistance. 13 News sought out the tweet to see if there was any reply, but it appears the tweet and Anderson's Twitter account have now been deleted. On April 14th, Anderson and Coleman's phones pinged near Holder Road in Pekin, Indiana, where a mushroom hunter would find a little boy's body inside of a suitcase 2 days later. Surveillance video from a nearby home shows a car driving up Holder Road at around the same time that Anderson and Coleman's phones pinged in the area. Documents say the car stopped near where the suitcase was found. On April 15th, Anderson returned to Facebook to say, "This is a whole demon in a child body." She continues in the post making claims about demon, spirits, and magic. On April 16th, Cairo Jordan's body is found in Washington County. That same day, Anderson's Dodge Challenger was caught on camera driving south on I-65 over the bridge from southern Indiana into Kentucky. Cairo was never reported to authorities as missing a child. He would have turned 6 years old on October 24th, which was 2 days ago. The suitcase he was found in, documents say, was seen in pictures and videos on Coleman's social media pages. 13 News found these photos on Coleman's social media pages, and I can see the pictures now with the suitcase in the background. 2 felony arrests have been issued for Coleman and Anderson. Coleman was arrested in recent days in San Francisco. Police are still trying to locate Anderson. A felony murder arrest warrant has been issued for Anderson. Police are asking people across the country to be on the lookout for Anderson. Her last known location was Echo Park in Los Angeles. However, police say she's known to travel between San Francisco, San Diego, Las Vegas, and Houston.
Sorry, go ahead.
And then it just says she's 5 foot 5 inches tall, 135 pounds, short, dark brown hair. In her last photo, she's often known to wear wigs and hair extensions. Doesn't say anything about a current vehicle, although that they were in that Dodge Challenger when they were staying in Indiana.
Okay, so Miracle Heart, she just made me bust a laugh on that one. So Purdue is basically saying that, hey, Adam, does she sound like she's out of Indiana? Because, you were dissing Indiana, right? And so then for Miracle Heart says, yeah, right. She probably just knew that that they had a low chance of solving the crime. I'm gonna that one made me laugh because it's probably true. From what I know of Ray Haddon.
Purdue, I wasn't dissing Indiana. I was just saying the missing in plain sight. It seems to be hiding in plain sight. To be a common phrase now. But I wasn't dissing Indiana at all. I was reading directly from this news article.
That was funny though when Miracle Heart.
I know it was because it just reminds me of like it. My head went back to Ray Hannish's case, the Delphi case, and even I mean I've talked to people that are from that area and they're just like honestly Carroll County and stuff like that. I'm speaking more of Carroll County area, but in general, I just hear how they just don't really give a shit, like in a sense, and it's almost like they're too freaking lazy or something. But this is coming out of people from Indiana's Mo's that are saying that to me,
Yeah.
that have dealt with the police, even if a car accident, and it's just like, so that did make me laugh because it's probably true. It's like honestly, they probably Googled like who has the lowest crime rate to solve crimes. And,
Every state has its own issues, but I mean, it can't be denied that Indiana has a very low success rate on solving cases.
Yeah.
But they're not nearly as bad as the GBI. Like Steve, I'm sure, can tell us. I mean, they'll solve cases in Georgia. They just can't. You can't always just count on the fact that it's the right person they arrested.
They need Steve to go up to Carroll County.
I'm kidding, Steve.
And be the sheriff. They need Sheriff Steve in Carroll County to go in there and fix all that mess and get this taken care of. Would you do it, Steve? Would you go and run for sheriff there?
I was thinking the same thing, Steph. I mean, is it too late to throw your hat into the ring there, Steve? Sheriff, Mr. Steve.
He would go in there and kick ASS. You know it. He'd be like, all right, you're out. We need somebody with brains. Come on. No more piddling and paddling around.
Right. And he would put Tobe Leazenby's mustache to shame.
Right. He'd be like, no, we're not playing around with this. We're not playing around with that. We do this, we do that. We're doing it by the book. And that's what I love about Steve.
I want to introduce our new deputies, Sonny Justice.
Right.
Yeah. Right? Seriously. At least I would work, kick some ass. I believe in truth.
And he present Deb with keys to the city. Or the mayor might have to do that.
Do you remember the show Reno 911?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that show when I was like back in the day.
Does Deb remind you of the female on that show too?
Which one? The blonde or the other one?
The blonde.
Oh my gosh.
I'm kidding.
So that's what it's like. They're like Reno 911, where they don't know anything. Like I watched one of the candidates say, "I'm busy doing detective stuff." See, Steve, you need to go in there and fix things. They need you. We need you.
I hold out hope that they do. I still have faith in Doug Carter.
I do.
I might be, I might be one of the only people, but I still have faith in Doug Carter.
Yeah, I do too.
And I actually have faith in Vito as well.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about him, but I know Doug Carter. No. Like Vito, I know is working hard. I know that. Just by what I've heard from the people that have talked to him and stuff like that. And so how did they find out after all this time? Well, there was fingerprints. There was fingerprints on the bag in the suitcase. So they obviously had all this information quite a while back. But obviously, to the public. Yeah. Well, to the public, yeah. They're not going to tell us more than they have to, as always, when it's a case that's active. But all I could think about was Lori Vallow, you psycho, Lori Vallow. Like, what the heck is this? Like, seriously.
I can't with that case. That one's too wackadoodle for me.
That one is wackadoodle for sure.
That's why I can't get in. That's why I've never been able to get into the one in Tennessee as well. Like,
you talking about Summer Wells?
Summer Wells. Oh, that's my second heart case besides Delphi.
I don't have the I don't have the brain capacity for all of the madness.
I was going to say, I followed both of those cases, the Lori Vallow until it got freaking like out of this world stuff. And same with Summer Wells. Summer Wells, it was turning into a big circus act again and craziness around that case. And I just pulled myself back. I don't have the energy to put into those type of craziness things. Like even just hearing this, it's like, oh, here we go again. Another demented person that took out her son, exorcism and stuff like that. And so darn well that probably the reason he died is because they gave him something. They did something to him, which created this. Is probably going to be the answer there. Anyway, peace not silence. He sent this. It says, what is it? Gaianism, code for religion. We believe that the earth, Gaia, is a living being, that Gaia is the same time composed of the vast diversity of life and is alive in Gi's own right. We understand that we depend completely utterly on, am I saying it right, Gaia? And are part of Gaia. We recognize that our current human actions are fundamentally altering Gaia, and that if pushed too far, Gaia will shift from guys. Is that how you say it? G's? Guys? I'm not really sure. No, not Gaia. It says G-I apostrophe S. Is that short for geese or guy? How do they say that? I don't know. Gaia, guys. I don't know. Current state one inhospitable to humans and millions of other species. Therefore, we commit to living radically substantiable lives, even to an extent that may alien us from our kin, our communities, and our cultures. We commit to sharing our philosophy and bringing others to understand and embrace a relationship with Gaia and help heal Gaia, and in the process themselves, their families, and their communities.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I agree with what Steve said as far as, I mean, for an unknown victim and an unknown case, they did solve this very quickly.
Actually, yeah.
Yep. I mean, we're at 6 years almost. We have a video and a picture of Bridge Guy and his voice, and we're at 6 years almost, and we can't.
Yeah, but they legitimately at least had fingerprints to go by. So they had fingerprints to find out that information. Delphi, if they had fingerprints, or at least good fingerprints. But when you think of the whole crime scene for Delphi, it just seems like it was an utter mess to me. That not even that would be proof, because smudged fingerprints, I believe, it are partial fingerprint. But again, if the person's not in the system, or as these people were, they'd still be wondering who probably this child is.
Well, my goodness, at this point, hopefully they've gotten the DNA from every male in Carroll County and Miami County and White County and every other surrounding county.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask Steve. I was listening to the one guy on that does Duty Ron with him, that does the crime scenes. I wanted to ask Steve, when, I don't know if it was like this when you were doing crime scene investigations, but did they have you give your DNA in case, just to make sure, so if you were at a crime scene that they already had Ed Wallace. Ed said today that he always had, they gave him fingerprints, which, everybody has to give fingerprints, nurses, teachers, everything.
Yeah.
But did they make you give your DNA in case your DNA showed up at a crime scene, that they would be able to say, oh, that's because he was the one that was,
Right. That's pretty standard, isn't it? As far as crime scene investigating?
That's what I was asking Steve, if they did it back then.
Yeah. I don't know if they had fingerprints back then.
I know, he's really old.
Just kidding, Steve.
Yeah, Steve. That's probably the only thing that they had to go by.
See, way back then in the 60s, Did they do DNA testing? GBI.
No.
Oh, really? They didn't. GBI is on file, but we did not. Okay, interesting.
What's
What?
GBI stand for? Something.
Georgia Bureau of Investigation.
Okay. I was
I
gonna say.
always thought they were good.
Okay.
I thought GBI was on top of things. You were saying that they're not?
Me?
Yeah. Was it you that
Well,
was?
I was just being silly.
Oh, okay.
They're GBI. They do okay.
Mm-hmm. They
When I
do.
heard,
There have been a few cases. I have found faults with GBI with, but I think that's the case with any any Bureau of Investigation. You're going to find instances of mistakes and things like that. If you went into my work history, you would find things that I've done that I didn't do right.
right.
Of course, I'm not putting people in jail for the rest of their life, but
Concerning fingerprints in the Delphi crime, if everyone involved had floundered around in the water, fingerprints may not have footprints. Yeah, like I said, I think all we ever know, like what Deb said, there is that there was a partial smudge print of fingerprint that Tobe talked about. For that, I just like I said, you can't do takebacks. It doesn't matter because there's no takebacks till the mess ups and things that they've done right, and then the things that they've done wrong along the way. But just knowing that they weren't working well with each other as well, they weren't communicating properly. The egos were getting in the way. They just, like just to always hear that and stuff like that. It's just heartbreaking to a case that really should, to me, have been solved quite a while back. But that's not the way that that life went. It took a different path or a long path. And again, I mean, can't change hindsight, or you can see hindsight, but you can't change what happened. But I'm sure going forward, I'm sure like anything, they've probably changed how they do things. Um, it's just very sad to me. That's something that I feel like should have been solved a long time ago. Like a lot of cases,
right.
Like Ray Hanish's case and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just very heartbreaking that
Delphi.
that these people deserve justice. They didn't die naturally; they died because of being murdered. And but just to know that, like, meaning if this was somebody's own child and they knew, like with Ray Hanish, for instance, how that case was handled, and it just came off like, well, that's what happens when you're gay and live that lifestyle. So here, let's just not even have a crime scene whatsoever, and just the promises made to the family that didn't happen. And
Talking about Ray Hanish, right?
Yeah, just stuff like that is just very heartbreaking because repeatedly I've had people tell me how pathetic Carroll County is, how they literally don't do, like, that they're just lazy. They're not doing what they're supposed to do. I don't want to speak for everyone, but from what I can personally see, there's a lot of badass apples in that area that they're not. When I say badass, I'm talking about that they're mixed up into other things, of course, beyond just their normal duties as a lawyer, mayor, judge, stuff like that. So,
and in all honesty, though, I mean, we also have to keep into mind that, this is a case that, 6 years is too long for any victim to go without justice or an answer, but it's a case that we all look into and we're passionate about and we care about, and so we're very invested. So every day seems longer than it really is. I mean, think of all of these cases that you're hearing about, like Kristen Smart, about like other cases that that are going 21 years without being solved. I mean, so a case as brutal and horrific as Libby and Abby, 6 years. I mean,
Yeah.
I still don't see any reason why it can't be solved.
It can be. It can be.
And
I believe it will.
I think that, one thing that, is probably keeping it from an arrest being made is that, they realize they have one shot at this. And, with the case that already has so many stumbling blocks as far as something any defense can bring against in court, they have to have a slam dunk when it comes to
slam dunk. That's right. Slam dunk. That's exactly my phrase.
Because if they mishap on this, I mean, think of how many things this could, plausible deniability, or, they could get away with in court. A defense attorney would have a field day, regardless of who's arrested. Because you could pick 10 other POIs and point the finger at them and try to, persuade people as to why, your client is not guilty, but, there's a chance that these other people could be guilty. So I believe it will be solved. I just think that they have to be in a situation where all of their T's are crossed and all of their I's are dotted. And I think that's wise.
Oh yeah, and I think it will be solved as well. And I think there's a lot that we don't know. We keep, thinking, oh, there's just this or there's just that. That's just the rumor mill. We're not going to know everything they have. And we all wish we did.
But we don't.
Wow.
It'll be interesting after there's a new sheriff to see what turn or switch the investigation takes.
Yeah, but did you read that the suing that they're just going to put Tobe Leazenby as the deputy sheriff? So he'll just be second in charge? I'm going, it's just the same thing. It's not any change.
Well, that's why Tony Liggett should have.
You talking about that from yesterday, that thing that we posted, and then so was there any more update to that besides yesterday?
There was the whole thing today. I posted in our messenger, but I didn't read through it all of it on.
I was probably sleeping. In fact, I know I was sleeping.
I don't.
That's what happens when you go to bed at 7 a.m.
I know. I wish I could do that. That's when I get up.
Same.
I've just, like I said, I do a lot of things behind the scenes. Like I said, working on different things, OBS and stuff like that. That's a lot of work in itself. And nighttime is kind of my favorite time to work, but I don't usually stay up. Usually I'll stay up till like 3 o'clock. About 3 o'clock. But lately it's just kind of been like today was like 7. I didn't mean to stay up to 7, but I did. And I started playing around on the merch site a little bit. I just take at nighttime when I'm in bed and whatever and away from the computer. I just kind of like to just work on things that I want to work on, meaning instead of feeling like I have to do certain things, I like to work on just things like if I want to stare at pictures, I'll stare at pictures for a while. Maybe I'll go freaking, like I said, design something. I just kind of do it. I got up out of bed and made the thumbnail for today, which is the one that was on the OBS, but it's still the thumbnail for this one as well. Just because I was like,
sorry.
Hey, no, go ahead.
Do you want me to read that whole thing?
Sure, actually. Yeah, absolutely, please.
So this was something I got sent today. It's the Carroll County Deputy lawsuit. The subject is Forward Carroll County Deputy lawsuit. Russ McQuaid interview 10/26/22. So that's today, right? Carroll County Deputy lawsuit web. Sheriff's deputy claims demotion over Delphi investigation. A Carroll County Sheriff's deputy has filed a federal civil lawsuit against the sheriff Tobias Leazenby and Sheriff's Office claiming he was the victim of political retaliation for his unsuccessful attempt to campaign in next month's general election. In the lawsuit, Deputy Michael Thomas cites his involvement. This is a new lawsuit, not the previous one. In the lawsuit, Deputy Michael Thomas cites his involvement in the early days of the Delphi murder investigation into the unsolved killings of the 2 young girls as the beginning of the end of his relationship with his boss. Upon Thomas's information and belief, Leazenby and others in the Carroll County Sheriff's Office did not approve of Thomas running for office, in part because Thomas had made suggestions and offered assistance in the investigation of a high-profile child homicide investigation, which was overruled and which Leazenby and others in the Carroll County Sheriff's Office feared would become publicized as a result of the campaign and or Thomas's potential election. So that's basically saying they think they worked against him to get the nomination because they thought negative information would come out about them if he got the nomination and was elected. Sheriff Leazenby has not responded to requests for comment. When the bodies of Abby Williams and Libby German were discovered below the Monan High Bridge in February of 2017, Thomas was the chief deputy of Carroll County, the second highest ranking of 12 deputies in the sheriff's office. As Delphi was immediately flooded with Indiana state troopers, FBI agents, and detectives from other agencies, Thomas took a lead role in assisting with the investigation. The bigger agencies were involved from day one, so I was deeply involved in the beginning. That involvement included conversations with then Carroll County prosecutor Robert Ives. This crime is unique to this area as well as pretty much a lot of different areas, and there are experts out there that have dealt with this sort of thing before, and I believe that it could have been beneficial, said Thomas. In the very few weeks of the double homicide, I wanted to bring in experts in, and I was given that task by the Carroll County prosecutor, and basically they did not like what I had to say, and it kind of all went downhill from there. Ives confirmed these conversations took place to Fox 59 News. I do recall discussing with Chief Deputy Mike Thomas the possibility of speaking.
1 second.
Daisy Super Chat, $1.99. Get your merch today. Profound Heart, Abby, Heart, Libby, Lipstick, Kiss Mark.
That's cool. Okay. Thank you, Dan.
I've confirmed that these conversations did take place with Fox 59 News. I do recall discussing with Chief Deputy Mike Thomas the possibility of seeking additional experts in the Delphi case, Ives wrote. I thought there were aspects of this investigation that needed experts and the team had not sought. Thomas said his assignment by the prosecutor to seek outside experts was not well received by the leadership within this investigation. I feel that since that moment that I had a disagreement with the sheriff, meaning Tobe Leazenby, about this investigation, that it went downhill ever since. I just felt like there were certain individuals within the command structure that did not want to go in that direction. Why not? I asked. Well, that's a good question, said Thomas. During his abbreviated campaign for sheriff, Thomas said that in open forums and conversations with county residents, he heard undertones of community dissatisfaction with the meager results of not only the Delphi investigation, but also into the probe of 4 young girls who died of an unsolved home arson in Florida in 2016, and the lack of information that was forthcoming in that case. A lot of them just wanted to know more about what's going on in the county with the sheriff's department involvement and so forth, and sometimes they felt like they were not seeing the whole picture. Thomas's run for office ended with a loss in the May primary to a candidate who he said was the chosen one by Leazenby to succeed him, and who promised the outgoing sheriff that he would be appointed the chief deputy's post under his new administration. 3 days after the election, I was demoted back down to the road, said Thomas. I was pulled into the sheriff's office, and he spoke to me about it and handed me a letter and basically said, due to recent events, I am taking you back down to patrol level. Thomas said Leazenby replaced him as chief deputy chief deputy with Detective Tony Liggett his choice to become the next sheriff, who was then Carroll County Sheriff's Office lead investigator on the Delphi case. I feel like it was due to my debates that we've had and being outspoken about the transparency that I felt we needed in the department and so forth, said Thomas, analyzing why he thinks he ended up on the sheriff's wrong side. In those actions, I believe he did not like what I had to say. Our county was hurt, and they were looking for someone to fill the position to make the county better and make it well again and a good, thriving place to live. Thomas's lawsuit was filed 2 weeks before the upcoming November elections, which his attorney insisted is a coincidence of timing and is not intended to affect the outcome of the sheriff's race. I think when you go into the case like this, you have to question about what someone's motivations were, and you have indications that based on the circumstances and timing and things like that being what they are, said Nicholas Snow, I believe my client ran for office and suggested improvements that can be made to the office in the course of the campaign, which is perfectly legitimate to do. Snow admitted that under state law, a sheriff has the right to assign employees at his or her discretion. We have the constitutional right to our political opinions and the ability to run for office, and a person that meets those qualifications and meets prerequisites that they are holding out that office, we have a constitutionally protected right to do that. That is the way our system is supposed to work, the attorney continued. An employee does not have the constitutional right to have a political opinion and should not face retaliation on that basis. Thomas claims his demotion has cost him an increase in salary, reduced authority, a reassignment to a disadvantaged 12-hour road shift, demeaning comments, concerns about his own personal safety while on patrol, and the overruling of his decisions. Nevertheless, Thomas said he would recommend the next sheriff take a stronger hand in updating the community on this unsolved criminal investigations and take the lead in correcting rumors and conspiracy theories that swirl around the Delphi case on social media. Thomas says, I would say, take a look at everything. Speak to people that have been in similar situations and what they have learned from these types of investigations, and go forth from there and be transparent with the public as much as possible as you possibly can without losing the integrity of the case. With all of these conspiracies and all of the theories and stuff like that, it's law enforcement's job to put a stop to some of this stuff because it's not doing this case any good. Thomas has not been directly involved in the Delphi investigation for several years. I asked him if he thought this case would ever be solved. His response said, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's from the recent interview today and the recent civil lawsuit he brought against Tobe Leazenby personally and the Carroll County Sheriff's Office.
Just more corruption. Just more bull.
But it puts a very clear light on some of the inner workings of what was happening behind the scenes at the time when he was pushing for one direction. I've agreed with them, and Leazenby and the other people.
Mm-hmm. Well, it just
it makes you wonder what his thought process was through that and what they wanted to ignore. Well,
don't you think it's probably a pissing contest? One of those they don't want to bring in the big guys because they think they can handle it.
Well, I was going to say, because remember the video that I did back with where that one person that's head of a certain other county was talking about that they offered the help.
Yes.
And that the ego, it's almost like the ego got in the way that, we can handle it. We don't need your help. And you know what? I don't like Leazenby. I do not like the guy. There's something about him I just can't stand personally. I try, and every time I see his face, I just cannot stand the guy. And he just reminds me of, I don't know.
Barney Fife?
Pardon?
He reminds you of Barney Fife?
Yeah, honestly, when I always get an aura or a vibe or whatever, and every time I see him, I think that he's I think of him as actually someone that's like does have an ego, narcissistic,
Right.
almost like full of himself. And I'm like, dude, go back underneath the rock you crawled from, because you literally like and then he chomps his gum. I'll never forget that, as he just sitting there whacking on his gum in that interview, like as if he's the king shit. And it's just like, dude, you're not. You've literally failed Abby and Libby, to be honest with you.
Right.
And you're
I'll be honest. No, I'm sorry, Sonny.
No, go ahead.
I would say I'll be honest. I don't. This is speculative, but I don't think there's anything nefarious about Tobe Leazenby. I don't think that he's high. I don't think that he did anything to intentionally harm the case or keep the case from being solved. I think that he ran. I think he has been sheriff for 3 terms. I think 1 or 2 of those was actually unopposed. And so he's kind of had unquestioned authority in Carroll County for a long, long time. And he's also never had to deal with a case like this. So I think that arrogance and that narcissism comes off of just the fact that he's kind of been the main kingpin in this.
Yeah.
This county. Like I said, I don't think I think that he genuinely wants to solve this case. I think he genuinely has good intentions. I just think he's let
his
ego get in the way. Like I think a lot of people do in life. I mean, it even happens on YouTube. I mean, comes out with information first. So.
And honestly, and really,
and Steve, I agree with that. I was not impressed with those debates. It disturbed me because those were softball questions. Those guys were getting, and they did not help themselves at all.
Yeah, I think I know which one you're speaking of.
Yeah, it was and you can still find it on YouTube. It was the sheriff's debate.
Yeah, I remember that. It was like, I literally, it was like weird watching that actually.
Well, and then to hear like what's his name say he had a team that was all ready to go. I'm like, so are you doing your own investigation we don't even know about?
Yeah.
But I don't think that Tobe Leazenby had it. I don't think he's trying to like harm the investigation or keep it from being solved. I don't think he is nefarious. I just think he's got ego and pride. But I do think his intentions are good.
Okay. Steph has to get going. Yeah. Thank you, Steph. Yeah, she said Adam, kind of took my sleeping pill after Adam read all that.
Yeah, I can't deal with Adam anymore. You know how it is.
Yeah, I know. But you're going to see him in Atlanta, right? And kick him away from table 2, and you and Steve are going to sit at that one? Is that how it's going to go? Or what table are you at?
I'm at 2 with Adam.
Okay, so you are at 2 with
Adam. The upscale table.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think it said something about Doug Carter's VIP table. I don't know.
Yes. Yeah.
I just sit where I'm asked to be.
Where they tell you. Well, I'm going to step down because I have to go to bed, but I love you guys. And thank you for having me up here. You guys are awesome. And you
don't forget. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say you have an awesome night.
You too. And have fun celebrating your birthday since you didn't celebrate it last week.
Woo-hoo! Saturday. I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Saturday, right? Okay.
Yes, my favorite band. We're going to do some dancing. So
on the tables or off the tables?
Probably off the tables because I might break a hip. I'm old now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't really want to deal with that in Atlanta.
You don't want me to come on a walker?
Mm-hmm. But anyway, Steph, you get going. You have a great night, Missy. Love you.
You too. Love you guys. Bye.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah. There we go. And Charlie, by the way, I seen your message come in about your, I think, scrunchie and notebook. That's great. I seen it come in, but it's on a different Facebook. It comes in through the website one. I think you sent it, or the Facebook one for It's a Crime and Shame. on there. But thank you for sending the message, and I really appreciate Daisy's picture in there too. With it looks so cute, the little Abby and Libby koozie on there. Just Daisy, I disagree. In my opinion, the FBI hindered things by zeroing in on Ron Logan. Well, I just think that they all have their freaking ass part, to be honest with you. It just seems like, and maybe we'll get Tiara to talk about it more. Yeah, I think we'll save that with Tiara too, because she's pretty knowledgeable about a lot of that stuff. Tiara's knowledgeable about a lot of things. This Miss thing, that's crazy. I didn't know Doug was from here. Where's here? What? Where's Doug? Isn't he in like Greenwood or something like that? Or I don't even know. I can't remember now. Table 9. Yeah, that's the hallway out back near the restrooms. Yeah.
Well, if I was as tall as Steve, he's a gentleman for sitting that far back, so no one has to sit behind him.
Yeah. I know I love scrunchies too, as you can tell. I need to get me the Abby and Libby one. It's funny, I was kind of hoping that some people would have created a few things that I wanted to purchase that were whatever. But no, they haven't. But yeah. Deb's got a notebook. Does that count? Deb has a notebook out.
I have a Tumblr out now.
Which is your Tumblr?
I'll gloss to that.
You mean the one that I made with your thing on it? Oh, that one? The one.
Well, I made the design.
It's your design. I know it was sitting there, and I'm like, whatever, I'll fix it. And I was just like, but I'm gonna go add it's a crime and shame to around it. But
because I did it on the
Adam's
t-shirt.
Design. Pardon?
Yeah, because I had done it on the t-shirt, so I had it's a crime and shame thing on the sleeve.
Yeah. But some of them, Adam, from the iPad, they won't upload, but that's just it's kind of like the OBS, right? Streamlabs has a lot more merchandise than Fourth Wall. Some of it the same. They obviously buy from the same house company, but they have some other ones. But I'm telling you, what is it with these things? They put out the product, and like the first 3 things I made on OBS, I was like, perfect, right? Came out just fine. After that, I'm telling you, Adam, freaking you upload the picture doesn't even show up. And you're like, a glitch much? And then it happened so many times, I literally just threw in the towel and said, screw this. You guys got some whatever, but you guys got to fix your shit. Right. If you're freaking going to make merch, you shouldn't make it a headache where every time you go upload your picture, you're like, well, where's the picture? And how do you place it?
Every time. And then it would disappear. It'd be like, it would say it was somewhere and I couldn't find it.
Yeah. And you're just like, whatever. So
I would literally have to just exit out and re-upload the picture every time.
And yeah, meaning especially if you're just okay, StreamYards is obviously more than just that, but like Fourth Wall is, like.
I am working on my images of Deb though.
Are you going to do Deb does Delphi?
Well, I was going to do Deb. So rude, but
yeah,
I guess we could do Deb does Delphi. I don't want to do that about a woman.
I went to go look for that. I seen you had a flower on there with my name in the middle of it, and then you must have, you must have taken it off because it wasn't there. It wasn't in the pictures.
Well, I'll put it on there.
I was like, oh, where's that flower?
I sent it to a messenger, but
did you? We don't communicate.
I'm just starting to play around with it. So,
sister,
I think you had the same issue with it at first when you were like with the backgrounds and stuff.
Well, when I take it from my computer, run my iPad to the computer, it instantly puts it on. So that's why it pisses me off, because on Fourth Wall, some of the stuff doesn't load up properly. It just sits there at 0. So when you take it from your iPad to your computer, then it has the white background again. Then you got to take it back into the 3D program. Different cut.
Yeah, I finally got one. I finally got one of them right, and then it was like uploading, and it stayed at 0 for like 20
0. Yep. Yeah. Good. Yeah. So it just really sucks when you. Oh, how about my iPad crashing on me twice yesterday? I was doing some Christmas ones, freaking crashed. Didn't even save it. I was like, forget it. I'll freaking piss me off, right? Because that was like 20 minutes wasted. Then it just and then it crashed a second time, and I was like,
and you're like me, you know, like I'll like do like even that lips one. I like it was it took 10 minutes just looking at the angles of the lips and trying to make sure everything was symmetrical.
Yeah. We need one for Lisa with the lips that says "Kiss my ass, kiss our ass, kiss my ass." That's a special one. That would be.
I've got some more ideas, but we've got a lot up there right now, so I figured, don't want to flood everything at once.
Yeah, I like flooding. I like options. I hate it when you go somewhere and it's like here's only a couple options.
Well, we've got lots.
I got a lot. Yeah.
I'm wearing the sports bra right now. It's just underneath my shirt. No one can see it.
Is it hiding? Yeah. Is it holding your titties in?
Yeah.
Nope. Well, that depends, Peace. How many are you gonna buy? No, Bic. Then a shirt with Deb holding a fly swatter. Oh my God! Remember the fly swatter night? Yeah. It's such a small town, but a very rural, pretty. We have been here about 16 years. Anyway, okay. So I don't really overly because we've already been on for over 2 hours.
I really don't have much more to. I really don't have anything to go over other than what we've talked about tonight.
Well,
we'll be back on Friday with Tiara.
You know what? I want to save the gist of Delphi now for Tiara. So I'm going to drop it one more time. This is a site where right in front of you, that's where basically Judge Fouts is like sliding his hand up her vagina area and feeling her up and all that good stuff, right? Sleazeball. And anyways, I'm going to drop that site because there's a few videos on there. And again, this is Judge and Jaylene was not this one, but the actual her own website or channel had the Judge and Jaylene. And if you went on there was actually even the conversation where she's having a conversation with Fouts as well, like on the phone or whatever. And I don't know, it's just all so very disgusting, regardless of where Fouts or any of these people play in the sex rings or the murders of Abby and Libby. Either way, it intertwines with just the corruption. And this is where, like I said, Tiara, she knows a lot more stuff because, some of them were clients and, some of them weren't, but, she just like obviously knows a lot more. So it's best to hear it from Tiara. And again, we'll break it up into two. I'll have her come on a different time for the dark web stuff, because I know she knows a lot about that stuff. And I was just like, because I remember asking her, I was like, Tiara, because I could tell by what she was talking about. And I was just like, you know much about the dark web? And she's like, hell yeah. And I'm like, okay.
She knows a little bit about everything, doesn't she?
Yeah, or she knows a lot bit about
a lot about everything.
Yeah. So
we now have 2 pledges in the chat. They would like to buy a Deb Fan Club T-shirt, so we can make that happen.
Yeah.
Since we have a guaranteed purchase from Lisa and Daisy.
Yeah. So check out the bio link again, guys. Again, for Blaine's Children for Christmas, 100% of the donations, just send it to the PayPal link, or you can use the coffee app, if you want to do it that way as well. You can just buy whatever many coffees or whatever. It has the Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook page on there. It has my meme Facebook page as well if you want to follow that, if you like funny things. It has what else? It has the merch site because that's what we were talking about. It has the merch site on it. So whatever, go check it out. I'm starting to work on some Christmas things because Christmas is coming up, obviously. So it's a crime and shame Christmas. Yeah. Yeah. So other than that, honestly, I'm actually just really tired. and I just don't have anything more to talk about. I don't think so.
Wait, could you repeat that? We need a soundbite.
Yeah.
Sunny Justice. Can you repeat what you just said?
Yeah. what I'm gonna be doing after this is I'm going to what did Ben wait, what Ben? Deb is the Oracle even. Yeah, freaking block Ben. I'm the Oracle. I'm the Oracle of Delphi. Yeah. I'm like the dog's head, right? Steve will agree here. I'm the dog's head, and the rest of y'all are just still chasing your tail around. And I'm just like, Oracle here. Listen, listen, listen. Boo. Hey, actually, hold on. So, okay, I thought that was a joke that you sent me that link with murder sheets on some
No,
Betty
they
Boop.
went on Irish Granny Tarot.
Was that what? My bad, Irish Granny.
Yeah, and I watched about 20 minutes of it before I turned it off, just because I had to go. But
Yeah.
it was funny because it actually it showed a lot more of their personality, you know, which I think some people have seen behind the scenes. But I enjoyed the 20 minutes I watched of it, only because
I haven't watched it yet.
She kind of, you know, I mean, she's fun, and I don't know her channel well, but when I saw it on there, I was like, why did they go on there? You know, thinking because
that's
she's
what
into
I'm
like the supernatural and like the, you know, tarot and things like that, and their personalities came out a little bit more on there, and I thought it was entertaining.
I haven't watched it. I laughed really hard when I realized. I thought you were sending me a joke. No. I thought somebody had made like some sort of funny video about. This is what I thought was going on when I first turned it on. I literally thought that someone was taking one of their talks from an interview and adding it to her, you know, to make it seem like she was talking to them. And then I realized, wait, is this actually legit? They're really on this show? Oh, okay. Strange. I mean, you know how it is. All I'm thinking in my head is, ooh, the backlash. They're probably going to take off that one from some people, right? I could care less personally. Hey, YOLO. Do you, boo? Right? So I still got to listen to it. That's, of course, after I watched Steve's show. I almost watched Steve's show t-shirt. Yeah, I am.
Yeah, so he could sue us for a copyright over his name.
Yeah. Steve, I can just hit play right now from your channel to this one and, you know, make everyone, you know, suffer and watch it with you again type of thing, since I haven't watched it yet. Sunny call chat the bombers.
Right. Oh, Double Rainbows. Deb's notebook is great. The one Sunny's put out there on there are great too. I'm a sucker for a good notebook, so
I'm a sucker for you.
It took long enough for them to approve Deb's notebook, but I'm glad it's out there because it is great.
It's no kidding, right?
Now if someone just buy it, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, snuggle up to my husband. Actually, he needs to snuggle up to me. Maybe I should snuggle up to him. I was kind of being a little bit bitchy at him just before the live, because I was like, my husband's a Cancer. We're both Cancers. Two stubborn people, but it was my fault. Not gonna lie. I was like getting very irritated with Snapchat and why Adam couldn't see us, and I was just looking forward to using the OBS tonight. And oh well, it is what it is, I guess. Maybe I should say sorry to him for being a little bit of a bitch. Me, never. But yeah.
I thought you were perfectly wonderful. Deb, what did I do now? Deb said, "Bite me, Adam." What did I do?
Something.
Apparently.
Yeah.
I just said I loved her notebook, and I said it took long enough for them to upload. Oh, I said no. Oh, because if I said if anyone would buy it, I was joking.
Well, at least she literally had the product up there, Adam. I mean, your product's up there because I put it up there and I made it. So you really
I'm not smart enough, because I wasn't smart enough to get it up there.
Yeah.
Technically, you had to do Deb's. Technically, you had to upload Deb's too.
No, Deb did it. Good fight. Deb did it.
I don't know how to do those things. I'm much too busy.
All you have to because all you have to do is submit, and it uploads. All I do is
and it's at 0. for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I won't do it on a notepad. Though. It's only on certain shirts.
See, and I don't have a laptop. Right, my laptop bit the dust. So.
iPad. Well, on those ones, I just avoid them on my iPad because I know that I have to do them on that or whatever. But anyways, yeah, you guys. Thank you for the $1.99 donation. I think shit. I know it was somebody. It's there. I gotta go scroll back for sakes. I seen it come in. Oh, there it is. It was Daisy. I should have known that. What the hell, Daisy?
Freaking 99 in chat.
Huh? Oh, 100 right now.
Deb, when I tried to do mine on my phone, it wouldn't let me do a product on the phone.
So who's the smartest one on the line?
Not me. No, I've always said it's not me. I am the dumbest of the three of us when it comes to anything.
No, I think we all have our own things. Like, I'm the more technical side, and I'm the picture surfer and people surfer in a sense that way. That's my thing. So I have a lot of technical stuff that I need to always do, and it's just I have to learn it, and then I have to figure it out. So that's why me and my husband were testing the OBS yesterday, because I spent all day working on it till he got home. And then I wanted to test it out to see, because frick me, I love the OBS because it really is. It's like, if their merch shit worked properly, that would be great. Because then, because they really sell the same stuff, but more on the OBS. So they have those cooler things that you put your drinks into. They have 4 styles of notebooks versus
it's a different merch website.
It's Streamlabs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that Streamlabs has a cool way to do the drawings as well, like when we do a giveaway or something, and we need to talk about Halloween.
Yeah.
So that we can,
that's just it. We'll say it again, Adam.
We just need to talk about Halloween so we can get some fun things planned for what we're gonna do.
Oops, I think I just froze for a second. Well, yeah, but that's what I've been saying in the thing, because Halloween's gonna
but I mean, I think we both had to agree that Deb's sexy cheerleader outfit was a little too risque for YouTube, and save it for your hubby, Deb.
Yeah. Y'all, my lips are chapped. Daisy, I just put some on there. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Sorry about the OBS, whatever. I'll play with it again tonight with my husband, or maybe tomorrow, I guess. And smart rhymes with web. You're so smart, Steve. Absolutely, it does. In a different world, different universe, it certainly does. Smartest rhymes with web. Yeah. Smartest. That's one of my words, actually.
You know what? Web does rhyme with Deb.
Yeah, true enough. Deb, web, fab. There you guys go. Deb, web, fab. Solve Delphi, you two. You got it all. It all just rhymes there. But anyways, I'm off. I'm out of here.
All right, let's take it off. Let's take off. We will see you all on Friday.
Kira.
Breaking news tomorrow, and then
and if there is any breaking news, I'm probably not going to show up.
We'll just let Steve handle it.
Unless exactly. Steve will be our spokesperson. Yeah.
Now Daisy, that's what I want to see. The duet between Sunny and Steve.
A duet?
Because Daisy said not gangster rapping for Steve. No.
Can you imagine Steve gangster rapping?
So now that we have Sunny rapping,
I feel like he would have his 2 pistols and be like, yo, Sunny. One of those.
We could get a Sunny. If we get a Sunny Justice, Steve, True Crime Web, gangster rap duet.
We'll probably be singing Islands in the Stream, right, Steve? That would make sense. Yeah,
Steve has not had nearly as much work done as Kenny Rogers did.
Yeah, true that.
You and Dolly,
Yeah.
you're right there together.
Yeah. These my titties are real. Yeah, nothing fake about those. In fact, you can have them, Adam. Go ahead.
My favorite thing Dolly Parton ever said is, someone said, "You know, how long does it take to do your hair?" And she said, "Well, I don't know, honey. I'm not there when they do it."
That's funny because of all our wigs.
Yeah.
The popo. The popo gonna go. Yeah, the popo is gonna go. That's a good one. Yeah, the popo. See you, popo. Okay, guys, have a great night.
Yeah, have a great night, everyone. We will see you
take
Friday.
care.
And I think Steve, True Crime Web will be on tomorrow night, I believe at 8 p.m. So don't forget to check him out. Mrs. Steve and Steve are incredible. You don't want to miss their channel. They're incredible, and you'll get all the best information you'll ever hear, ever.
On this channel, and then when you don't, you go to that channel.
Well, that's why he's here
fair,
tonight. He's getting his information for tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I feel like Tiara and Mrs. Steve, I feel like they've lived completely the same lives, to be honest with you. I feel like there's like that connection there that Mrs. Steve, she puts on the dress and,
No. I'm going to stop you right there, Sonny.
Yeah. Oh, she doesn't put on the dress at all? No, all right,
but
guys.
Everyone check out Steve tomorrow night. We'll see you Friday.
Yeah. Bye, guys.